groupings. All right. Okay, this is let's see. It's almost tomorrow. Some places are already tomorrow, but okay, so I'm looking at prisons recently. Why not? So Archon prison system. Earth Earth ghosts from other worlds. Hopefully it makes some kind of sense. Ghosts from other worlds. Maybe I had a bit better wording for it. I wasn't really looking at that when I was typing it up. Well, in Mantis channeling, so Earth ghosts. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'll just leave it that way. Whatever. Well, the Earth, first of all, the Archon energy prison system, even some of the architecture of prisons are kind of, telling. Some of them are, at least. Obviously, the Alcatraz wasn't that exciting, but there's some others that are kind of curious. They definitely do look like prisons, though, for sure. But they're doing other stuff too. And ghosts from other worlds. That's more like, um, a lot of the low vibrations come from other planets. They're incarnated here, they're trapped here, whatever is going on there. Obviously, tapping into that isn't maybe the easiest, but it is there in some form. So we'll just see where that goes on too. A lot of our problems, either it's from Orion or wherever it's from, even some of it's from Sirius. Of course, we have our own problems here, but they come here and do their thing. So there's just a lot of mysteries here that we haven't quite solved, obviously. Eventually, all the spiritual connections, all this stuff will become more popular. Eventually. Of course, there's a good portion that is still popular. It's not fully mainstream, kind of mainstream, but not really, so kind of under the radar. The reason for that is not just for this to be popular, just so you can move out of this level, go somewhere different. I'm not sure if it's always better, but just I don't look at that. And the Mantis beings, which just it's been a while. Let's see before else we can get with it. And there might be other beings that come through also. The prison system, we can call it the school system also. So you can call that whatever system you want. But something else. I feel Monsanto's energy when I connect to that. I connect to prison energy. I feel Monsanto. It's like I wasn't looking for Monsanto, but it does make sense. Probably because they're poisoning half the inmates there. So yeah, what's happened to the prison energies? Let's see, a couple things I want to show here. Of course, I don't remember. I forget what date I'm on. All right, it's time to talk Avatar.com private sessions. The shop, I forget where I'm at. I forgot to look. No, it's a little bit over 10 days. Let's put it that way. Same situation here. We have the shop. I can't mess with it right now. I'm upgrading this site, so webinar, sign up, behind the scenes, and the Mystery School. This is a little bit unrelated. I just caught this, The Age of Adeline. The trailer for this is kind of cheesy. But the story of it's pretty interesting. She lives until like 107. So she doesn't age. Also, she's an immortal. So that's pretty fascinating. I saw some of it on YouTube. That's what got my attention from it, because I remember seeing the trailer. It was so cheesy. It was hard to take it seriously, but that was pretty fascinating. I haven't seen it, but I just saw bits of it. Just putting it out there for for reasons. Let's see here. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's not why we're here though. So prison energies, the tombs, Manhattan detention complex. Boy, is that the truth of it. Archon reality, Archon. Supposedly this is a rehabilitation center. I think it's there to make people more crazy. And it's doing a good job. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of time traveling energy with it, meaning it's putting people back in time. Meaning that it's part of the descension process that's here. It's like we're in 2021, so it's trying to put people back into the 1970s or even the 1950s mentality, wherever, or maybe the 1800s for some people. Well, because they want that criminal elite energy, they want that low frequency, so you have to go back into time. But as we go forward, the idea is to heal that. Of course, it takes time for that, but if you're constantly going back into the past, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But this sucker is I feel like it's a time traveling energy around it. Portal. Yeah, it's made with no love. Well, maybe it is made with some kind of twisted love. Yeah, it's some Anunnaki energy, some dark Anunnaki, not all. Yeah, Orion, even some Egyptian energy there. Lovely. And this one has design around it. I feel like this is like an elitist energy. Now, what else you get from that? It feels like it was built by royalty. Why would they build a prison looking like that? just for giggles? And yeah, this place. You're not sure if it's a hamburger joint or a prison, or is it a castle, half prison? So it has a little guy at the top, some kind of soldier at the top. It looks like. Yeah. It looks like a castle. I think it's a jail. Maybe it's a school. What's the difference? I think it's a jail. Anyway, I think it's the same building I was looking at. Yeah, so no, this is a different one. It's more Archon energies. Jeez. Oh yeah, there it is that again. And I guess in Europe they turn prisons into rock places, which is cool. They do rock. So that makes a lot of sense. To take a prison, old abandoned prison, turn into like a music venue, but that heightens the frequencies of it. So that's a good idea. There might be ghosts wandering around, all of that, but it does shift the energy for the better. I didn't even realize it even did that. I probably did. That's something you think about very often. Go back to the state capitals for a bit. I think some of these that have the gold trim at the top, kind of like, I do get like a Russian vibe from that, but it might not. It feels like it's Russian, but it's like a royalty manipulation there. That is West Virginia, which is, I believe it was one of the candidates to be the capital of the United States. So we have other, and Ohio's. I think this is where Rocky was done. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I think Rocky was shot in Ohio. Okay, anyway, this place doesn't exactly have the best vibe around it. It's like it's not at the tier as the other ones. It's just not there. Because the other ones have like a royalty energy, and this one's like, yeah, not really. Yes, it does to a certain extent. Not that it doesn't have any influence. This one, yeah, I felt just almost like medieval energy, just not good. This almost looks like a prison. Almost will be. And Kentucky, there's a lot of UPS is in Kentucky. I think FedEx is in Kentucky. I might be wrong about that. But Kentucky has a lot of major companies, so none of this stuff has a good vibe around it. It's all just dirty energy. Anyway, I just figured I'd put that out there. One reason I challenged Dave Rockefeller yesterday was to just put out that point of view. Not to spook people out. I don't know if anyone got spooked out by it, but just to show what's out there. Not exactly the best energy. That's okay. We're going to the prison system instead. And like I said, it might as well be the school system. That's another one of schools. Like the architecture of some of those places. I bet everything's just fine there. It feels like a school. The way it's built is obviously to mess with the mind. I mean, literally how it's built. Even the universities, I think that's more higher tier manipulation. But even just the architecture of some of these buildings is there to mess with you mentally. Obviously, if you tell anybody that physically, I don't know what you're talking about. But even architects of this stuff, I guess it depends if they're on a confession. I imagine they wouldn't disagree with how it's connected to the universe, or the galaxy or whatever. It's connected to the stars. I guess it all depends on the architect. Because I believe a lot of architects are kind of twisted, obviously. To build stuff like some of that, they have to be kind of wired a different way. I wonder why. Can't imagine why. There's something else, but I can't remember what it was. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. All right, as usual, going to the bazaar. The idea is to uplift and to move on from wasted physical manipulations. Good luck with that. Well, every bit counts. I think the prison system, like I say, they talk about this stuff to expose it, to heal it. The idea is to dive into some of this stuff just to, I don't think many people are looking at the jail system. I don't think many people are looking at the prison systems, at least on a spiritual level. I doubt it. I think that would be a good idea. Not that you can heal it overnight or anything like that, but anyway. Okay. Of course, the cities are built as prisons. It's all, if you live out in the country, it's a little bit easier. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit easier. Then you have Mother Nature trying to kick your ass. So sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like, especially the winter months are coming. So, as we shift our energy fields to a more higher frequency, obviously the weather won't be as strong as it is now. Not that we won't have Earth changes, but I believe if we do have Earth changes, like massive ones, we have to be at a different frequency. Meaning it won't matter when it happens. So some people are looking at it from a third dimensional point of view. But if you're at a fourth dimensional mindset, is like you're part of the Earth shifting, like you're part of the continents moving. You just feel it. So we have some time for that, it seems. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Blessings. Archon energy. Okay. All right, I'll get to the Archons. Or consciousness that'll explain the prison energy behind it. I think the Archons will be good for that. We'll see. All right, blessings. Greens are the Archon consciousness. Reality is built on being defragmented from your higher reality. So the idea is to build an architecture of the physical. You can say you're all type like sculpture, like a sculpture. but you're human, but you're kind of like a human sculpture. For the physical to be at this level, basically, obviously many won't like this, but you sign up for a physical experience, such as the one you're living now. But to keep it at the low frequencies, humanity has to go through hell to be at where it's at. So yes, corrupt politicians that are easy to corrupt. Clones play a big role. Of course, you don't always see it. Physically, it's not meant to be widely known. There will be times when you'll be able to feel who's a clone, who's not. It's not quite time for that yet. Yes, a lot of your background people are clone energies. Your prison reality, yes, is to do opposite of rehabilitation. Now, sometimes souls can rehabilitate themselves, depending on what level they're at. A lot of your prisons, obviously, you already know, have innocent people there because they're kind of a threat to society. Now, there are real criminals there, yes, but usually they get off pretty good. It all depends on the situation. Well, when you have criminals running your society, why would they want them locked up? What good are they? Yes, they do become politicians. They do become people of power, but they're just learning how to break the system or to abuse it legally. Of course, they're the ones that write the laws also. So who exactly is running your prison system? Yes, I have to say there aren't people there that need to be there, but there's still a better way. You call it counseling, a lot of counseling. And just basically, people want to be able to do what they want to do. Obviously, there are souls that are completely, yes, evil and they are possessed, but that can be healed also. Which what you're doing now. So, yes, we some will send Reiki energies to your prison systems because there's a lot of criminals there. Well, they got pushed into it. Not to say what they're doing is good, but society is developed to create a criminal. As you know, doesn't mean you're a criminal, but it create especially when you have to feed yourself in desperate situations. And the court system knows that, but they don't care. Well, it's like they don't have enough funding to do anything about it. You are a child of your environment. When you make it difficult for people to eat and difficult for them to live, desperate acts occur. Yeah, so there is an Archon energy to drive a person insane. That, yes, comes from the lower realms, but also comes from those. You'd be surprised how many of those that are, winning at life actually make things worse sometimes for other people. Well, they make it more difficult because they live a higher tier of life. Taxes go up, rent goes up, everything goes up. Makes it difficult to live. Done by design. So of course they want prosperity, but what if you can't be prosperous because it's impossible due to bills and all that. So yes, there's a divide of society, as you can see. Some are pushing for the wealthy to get wealthier and the poor to get poorer. Yes, the middle classes still exists, of course, not easily. Well, they're slowly going in. They're like in the middle, as you know, of the train. Almost get hit by a train, you can say. Well, on an energy level, where they feel like they've just been strained, tortured enough. Yes, and many of them are leaving their jobs right now due to this health situation. But the prison realities that are here, yes, are misjudged. Meaning a lot of those people that, once again, that are in there don't need to be there. Some, yes, some are just horrible. Those are your elitists. Some of them are, psychopaths, where they have, some of them have multiple personalities and difficult to trust or to capture. Usually get captured because they want to get captured. Funny, some of them are politicians. Of course, you'll never hear about that. Of course, your Jeffrey Epstein. You believe he's still alive, but he's not meant to be alive in your reality. Meaning, yes, he's around somewhere. But that is also to expose a great deal. Obviously, the white collar crimes are difficult to prove because they're white collar. Yes, they're going to push that as long as they can. The whole thing of how he died and all that is nothing but manipulation, of course. Yes, a failed prison system, of course. Well, who's running the prison to allow people to die easily? Yes, because most prisons are, at least believe most, are corporations. Yes, do make money off of the. Yes, because they're creating criminals. They say they're helping, but are they truly doing that? But as you shift your frequency levels, yes, your prison systems will become more pleasant places to be. Yes, rock bands, gardens. You can take those buildings and use them for something more meaningful. Eventually. It's not something you just jump right into. So, of course, a prison has a lot of low frequencies from the lower astrals. Like I said, there's many souls that are decent. They just get pulled into the system once again for desperate reasons. Greetings. We are the Orion consciousness, Orion beings. Some of us are insectoid. But the ghosts from other planets. But your world is going through karma from other worlds that cause mayhem in your universe. So they got sent to your planet just to get rehabilitated. And some came willingly because it's easier to do that than when you have to fight. There's a lot of souls in spirit that don't want to be healed. They're still human, like, and not letting it go. Some of you might experience that when you connect to spirits on the other side or ghost beings. We feel like they just don't want to change. There are obviously many haunted houses on your planet, which shows like genetic manipulations on all levels. It's like the elitists try to pull the soul out of the body using technology and even taking that soul, taking control over it. Now, you can take that wherever you want. You don't have to take that too seriously, but yes, it's an AI consciousness that's going on right now. At least whether your elitists use that to puncture holes in your energy fields where you can't tap into certain things. Yes, there's Orion energy here, not the most positive. Yeah, of course, you can control society on all levels. Meaning they want to be an expert of manipulation. So when they manipulate your stock market, when it dives or it gets high up, they get a high off of it. Which those are very ingrained into manipulating your reality. It's kind of like operating a drone for the military. But also how easily they do it. How easily your world gets manipulated. It's not that hard. It's done through thought. People are afraid, not always, but quite a few. There's more details on that, of course. Yes, the Orion Wars is kind of like a curse on the Earth. This planet does play a center stage of the Orion Wars. Obviously, there's a lot of corruption here that has not been fully healed. But answers are on their way. Why is this all happening? This doesn't always have to make itself clear. Not yet. There is another being here. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are Mantis consciousness. Yes, we mean no harm for society. Yes, we are part of much of the architecture of the human. We have to contribute. We contributed to a great deal of it. We're also contributed to the zebra and in all its zebra ways. Basically, it's like another form of a horse. Maybe if you have incarnations as a horse, it all depends on, do you look good as a horse? Are you attractive? Some like that zebra energy. Yes, those are kind of like Archon colors, but that's not always a bad thing. Of course, the zebra is very intelligent. Of course, your animals don't always agree with all animals, such as the kangaroo can be kind of a pest. Well, some of them get an ego like humans. They do get frustrated with humans. They do like humans. I guess it depends on the kangaroo you connect with. I don't think many of you had many runs-ins with the kangaroos. But yeah, they can be kind of pushy. And some of you had incarnations as a kangaroo being. Yes, it's quite humorous. As mantis frequencies, yes, our energies as mantis beings, yes, we can easily control the weather with our minds. Yes, a lot of us are from Mars that are here. We're part of, yes, the secret space program to not continue it, to heal it, but it's not the easiest healing. It doesn't want to be healed. It wants revenge on your world, part of the secret space. Because I feel this world is wasted a lot of energy from other beings. It's the world, the planet, your planet is kind of ignorance of its power. So this Orion beings, the alien beings that absolutely detest your planet because it has a lot of resources, and the human population is clueless to all of its potential. It's not quite ready to go non-physical. Your planet is not. Imagine some of you can feel that. But it depends on the certain level of what the awakening is occurring here. Humans have to, yes, feel better about themselves to allow this awakening to occur. Many feel actually sick to their stomachs. It's a little bit more they can handle. They thought they could handle, but they really can't. Some of you in a spiritual development, yes, you connect to all different types of alien beings and feel comfortable no matter what. So I meant this being, we're known as observers. We can also create realities with our mind instantly. We see like 7, 8, 9, 10 realities at once. Of course, you do focus on yours because a lot of your energies on your planet gave us the power to do what we can do. What are we doing? Helping, assisting with DNA to be a little bit more cleaner for, I know this is going to sound strange, but for the reproduction of the human race. Meaning the human race right now is getting a lot of downloads from astral. Some can't handle it, some can. You can look at it from different points of view. Your Earth is in a lighter phase. It just hasn't fully showed itself just yet. But imagine if some of you feel that it's dense here, but it is getting weaker, which is good. It's not so much of a controlling factor. You can connect to your dinosaurs and other realms. Some of you that go swimming that are more spiritually aware, you'd be surprised what you see underwater. It doesn't have to be underwater very long, but you'll see your spiritual connection there. It's like jumping into a mirror. You notice how water is kind of glassy. And some of you see reflections because it's like, yeah, diving into a mirror vibration. So before you go swimming, not that many of you will, but some of you do, you shift the vibrations of where you're going to move or whatever it might be. You can we just feel a moving energy there. That's why I brought that up. We might have went nowhere with that. Yeah, I got slightly interrupted. But jumping into water, I guess you can jump into a bathtub. You still get your reflection there, maybe depending on the lighting. If you're into that type of thing, jumping into a bathtub. But even water from a faucet is still a mirror energy. It is reflection. You use water to cleanse yourself. Is you're you're connecting to actually the astral realms with that, but some might have difficulties with it because there's a fluid vibration there. It's like you're watching yourself with astral energies. Monsanto came through because it's trying to block realities, obviously. Trying to make the food sick so you can't see anything. You can't connect. Because actually, your food, grown correctly, on an energy level, can glow. You might not see the glow, but you feel the vibrations of it very high. And many of you in your ascension process can heal gardens, food here on the planets. Yes, they're threatening shortages. Obviously, they're always going to threaten something. That's what they do best. Until your world becomes non-physical, which many of you are working towards. Well, less stress. As you just meditate, connect to yourself, you feel you are becoming less stressful, of course. But it takes time for that. But there's get anything from this. Yes, just realize water, even if you drink water, it's always a reflection of your own energies. Like, what is that water trying to tell you? Yes, ask your glass of water ask the water fountain what it's there to do. I believe it's there to help for the most part. I can't always control all its details. We can't always tell you every time as to how to communicate with it. But as a mantis frequency here, we are mostly undercover, of course. Some of us are in human form, and yes, some of us that are reincarnated in your world don't always have to make the best decisions. They run on instinct, and they're just not always thinking right. It's like, oh, I just messed that up. I'm just gonna breeze over that. Pretend it never happened. You do a great deal of that. All right, we'll send you energies. Yes, of course, there'll be more in future time.